Hello, my Facebook friends. My name is Daisy Daniel. I am a personal resilience life coach coming to you every Monday and Thursday at lunchtime, 12 o'clock to be exact, to do a reading and a reflection from the book, The Language of Letting Go. I don't know how many weeks it's been already. It's been quite a while. I think I've done like 6 of these Facebook Lives, and I know I'm learning a lot from them. And I believe in the value of doing them because the lessons in this book are going to help you. They're helping me. If you didn't get to hear the one on Monday, it had to do with balance. And it was a very good reading about balance. And when I got done doing the Facebook Live, I went ahead and I wrote down all the areas that she had mentioned, and I wrote like low, medium, or high. High meaning I'm really excelling in that area. Medium, I could use some work. And low, I could use a lot of work. And it was really eye-opening because unless you take the time to really analyze things as far as work-life balance and other areas of your life that are very important, they just slide on by and you just keep doing other stuff and you never really work on things. So if you didn't get to hear that one, hear it. It was all about balance. It'll be uploaded to YouTube pretty soon. I haven't uploaded it yet, but it will be, and then eventually it will be on my website as well. My website is www.mymomentlc, which stands for lifecoaching.com. So visit that if you get a chance as well. The purpose for me doing these Facebook Lives is to do an impromptu read and reflection on whatever passage Melody Beattie wrote concerning life issues, concerning codependency. And a lot of the problems that people go through have a foundation in codependency. If you have been or are in an abusive relationship, any form of abuse, there's so many forms of abuse, but it's still considered domestic violence, you are a codependent. Healthy people don't remain and put up with abuse. And I am on a journey to get healthier. You know, like I said, I think last week or the week before, there's no life coach that has arrived. I think you've probably heard already on the news, Rachel Hollis, very famous life coach. She's been actually called the female version of Tony Robbins, you know, as far as the people she's been able to influence and everything she's done. And she's getting a divorce. She just announced that 2 days ago on Instagram. And of course, that's very sad. It's never a good thing when that happens. But it just goes to show that nobody has it all together. And so my purpose for doing this is not only to help me, but to help you. And I get no greater joy than to help other people. And that's what I do as a life coach. I mainly love working with women and children who have come out of abusive relationships, spiritual abuse, psychological abuse, emotional abuse, you name it. That's where I excel, but of course I do other forms of life coaching as well. If you are interested in a free consultation, just go on my website, www.mymomentlc.com, and connect with me, and I will schedule something. Absolutely. All right. So these readings, there is no editing of what I say. I have no idea what I'm going to read because I'm going in order. See my little bookmark? And whatever the next day is what it is. I have no idea what it is, and I always look forward to it. I look forward to Mondays and Thursdays because I always get something out of it, and I'm sure you are too. Please share this with a friend. Anyone you think could benefit from what we're going to talk about, feel free to leave comments. I know some of these topics are a little deep, and not everyone is comfortable sharing their opinions or their views, or maybe weaknesses they're struggling with or things they're going through. they're not comfortable sharing that on social media, and I get it, I understand, and there's no pressure. Only if you want to, so that we could continue the conversation. I think it's important for us to be in community, one with another, especially Christians. I am of the Christian faith, and it's important to be in community, one with another and with other people as well, not just Christians, but anybody who wants to join in. And being part of a community is very important, and being there for each other, talking about important topics like what we're going to be talking about. I am like in the full sun right now, and it is a beautiful day here in Florida. It makes me want to go to the beach, but because of the coronavirus situation, I'm not. Anyway, let's get started. I did not bring out my reading glasses, that's okay. I will do my best to read the small print on the page. Let me put this back here. Okay, the next, this is where we are. Oh, it's super short. This one's the shortest one I've seen by far. This one's called Recovery Prayer. This prayer is based on a section of the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Wow, I didn't even know that existed. I knew about the 12 steps, but not about the big books of Alcoholics Anonymous. Here is a prayer that comes from the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. Thank you for keeping me straight today. Thank you for keeping me straight yesterday. Please help me stay straight today. For the next 24 hours, I pray for knowledge of your will for me only, and the power to carry it through. Please, I can't read today. Please free my thinking of self-will. Oh, that's good. Self-seeking, dishonesty, and wrong motives. By the way, I failed to tell you each time, right at the beginning, that we are on page 118. 118, that's where I'm reading from, because I know some of you bought the book. All right, send me the right thought, word, or action. Show me what my next step should be. In times of doubt and indecision, please send your inspiration and guidance. I ask that you might help me work through all my problems to your glory and honor. This prayer is a recovery prayer. It can take us through any situation. In the days ahead, we'll explore the ideas in it. If we pray this prayer, we can trust it. We can trust it has been answered with a yes. All right. And here's her actual little prayer at the end of the passage. It says, today I will trust that God will do for me what I cannot do for myself. I will do my part, working the 12 steps, and letting God do the rest. You know, it just dawned on me that some of you might not even know what the 12 steps are of Alcoholics Anonymous. And for those of you that have not seen the movie about the wife of the man who started Alcoholics Anonymous, I highly recommend it. It's called When Love Is Not Enough. And maybe I'm going to make a little note here to print out the 12 steps. And then on Monday, when I do this again, I will start with the 12 steps and read that, because not everyone knows the 12 steps, okay? And they are very good. They're wonderful steps. This prayer that I just read reminds me of the Serenity Prayer. That is another one that I am going to print for those of you that are not familiar with the Serenity Prayer. And I will do that. So probably on Monday, our time together will be a little longer because I will read that. All right, so I'm going to go back and talk about some of the points that I just read and expand on it a little bit. Okay, I underlined the Big Book of Alcoholics Anonymous. I'm going to check that out from the library because I am not familiar with that. And I've never been an alcoholic. I think I could count on one hand how many times I have drank alcohol, but I sure know of, people that have struggled with alcohol and still struggle with alcohol. But the 12 steps really are for any addiction. And we know that codependency, the need for control is an addiction, and there are many things that can become an addiction. So the 12 steps could help you with any addiction you have. So in this prayer, she's asking God to keep her straight, thanking him for keeping her straight yesterday. Were you straight yesterday? I don't know. Was I? Yesterday was not a great day for me. So I would say yesterday I was a little crooked. Please help me stay straight today, okay? All we have really is right now. I'm not guaranteed tomorrow. I'm not guaranteed this evening. I'm not guaranteed an hour from now. I could drop dead right now of a heart attack or anything. We depend on God for everything, the air we breathe, for everything. So she's asking God, thanking God for keeping her straight yesterday. That means she did not have a meltdown. She kept straight. She did the program as they call it. She had a good day. She was focused on herself and not trying to control other people. She's asking God to keep her straight today. I do that too. I'm asking him to do that for me today. She's praying for God's will for her only. And see, that's the problem with people who are codependent. People that are codependent are loving, caring people. They care about those around them. But sometimes they care too much to their detriment and to the detriment of themselves. So that's why she says, your will for me only. The power to carry that through. All right? So God has a will for us. We need his power in us to help us carry that will through. Then she goes on to pray, please free my thinking of self-will. What is self-will? When you want your way, when you want what you want, not caring about the feelings of anyone else, not caring about what's going on, you're just caring about yourself and your will. So please free me from my thinking of self-will, self-seeking, dishonesty, and wrong motives. Wow, that's a lot right there. Think about that. She wants to be free from her thinking of self-will, self-seeking, dishonesty, and wrong motives. Think in your life, are there areas in your life where you are seeking your will only concerned about your will, self-seeking, only seeking your happiness, not caring about the happiness of anyone else, dishonesty, maybe not saying the full truth to get your way with something that you want, and then wrong motives. Wrong motives is not having a clean heart. You're doing something with an agenda in mind. Your motive isn't pure. Then she goes on to pray, send me the right thought, word, and action. The right thought, the right word, and the right action. That means you have the right thought, you speak the right things, and then you do the right thing. That's good. Think about that. A lot of times, our thoughts is what gets in the way. Show me what my next step should be. For those of us who are just in a place where we need more direction, and we all go through times like that, ask God to show you what the next step should be. Many of us right now are unemployed, are going through coronavirus, all kind of things. You don't know what the next step should be? Okay, let's ask God to show us, and then have faith that he's going to help us with that. In times of doubt and indecision, please send your inspiration and guidance. That's excellent right there. We all go through times of doubt. We all go through times when we don't know what to do next. And then she's asking God to fill her with inspiration and guidance. Then I underlined that if we pray this prayer, we can trust it has been answered with a yes. That's where faith comes in, where you could trust that God hears what we're praying, God sees our heart, He knows our motives, our intentions, and He has our best interest in mind. We are His children. And for those of you that are parents, you know, there's no greater love than the love you have for your own children. And so if we love our children that much, naturally, how much more does God love us, you know? So many verses filled with promise, you know. He doesn't leave us orphaned. He doesn't abandon us. He says, even if your mother and father leave you, I will never leave you. That's beautiful. So we have to trust that everything we're saying in this prayer, as far as God is concerned, it's a yes. He's like giving the stamp of approval. And He's going to do His part. He's going to pull His weight. And then the little prayer I underlined, God will do for me what I cannot do for myself. And again, that's where faith comes in. I know we all want to think that we could do everything, that we're like all-powerful. You know, I believe we all have a locus of control, and there are things that we can control, but many things we cannot control, no matter what. No matter what. And you have to trust God during those times. All right? And then I underlined 12 steps and letting God do the rest. Working the 12 steps, which I will read those to you next week. I don't have them memorized. I kind of know what they are, but I don't want to risk that on a live Facebook. I'd rather just read it. All right, well, that was it. I'm going to give some time in case anybody wants to leave any comments. Feel free, and we could talk more about it. Recovery prayer, that's what that one was called. And I hope that you are there for people when they are down, because you could guarantee that there will come a time when you're down and someone will be there for you, you know. Be there for them, help them recover. They have to do most of the work, you know, with God's help, but God definitely uses people to bless us, to come alongside of us, to strengthen us, and whether it be through prayer or just reaching out, you know, being a friend, sending a text, a phone call, hey, how are you doing? You know, all that is very important. All right, this prayer was really good. Hear it again if you didn't catch all of it. I know if you don't have a book, it's kind of hard to follow along and grasp everything, but you could always hear it again and take some notes, and be assured that God hears your prayers. I'm a woman of faith. I have always, since the age of 15, when I gave my life to Christ, have always been a woman of faith, and I know that God hears my prayers, you know. And so trust that He hears yours, and this recovery prayer is really nice. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to type it out, and I'm going to print it in big words, and I'm going to laminate it and add it to my list of prayers that I like. I really like the Serenity Prayer as well, and I'll read that to you next week. All right, doesn't look like there are any comments, so I am going to sign off. You could always comment later. I do check to see and respond to comments. And I hope you have a wonderful day, a blessed day, and know that God is only a prayer away. You never have to feel alone, devastated, hopeless. God is only a prayer away, and just call out to Him. Talk to Him like you do your best friend. All right? Love you guys. Hope you have a great day. God bless.